Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori, and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook, and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm so glad you're here with me again. Well, today we're going to be going back to my roots again, and we're going to be making chicken fried steak. And it's just one of them things that I don't really make a lot, but when I do, it just brings me back to Texas, because that's where you get some of the best chicken fried steak. Now, this is my recipe, and not sure for sure, you know, how many people make it this way, but down there they make it pretty close to how I do it. But either way, it's delicious. We're going to be making some really good skillet gravy on top of it, and today we're going to be eating it over rice instead of mashed potatoes, because I've been just craving rice. Being from Texas, we eat a lot of rice and gravy. That's just something we do. And of course we eat a lot of biscuits and gravy and potatoes and gravy. So come think of it, we just eat gravy on everything. But anyways, let's get started on our chicken fried steak. Okay, let's talk about our meat. Now, a lot of people make their chicken fried steak out of cube steak. For me, I think the best chicken fried steak is your, and a lot of times I just find sirloin that's on sale, and then I tenderize it myself. Now, this beef that I've got, I've not bought meat from the store in several years. This is a part of that beef that we bought from a local farm. So this is a piece of sirloin, and I have tenderized it myself. And you can either cut that in half and make it smaller pieces. But, of course, in Texas, we like everything big. And I can tell you, there's a lot of restaurants down there that make some of the most beautiful chicken fried steak that's as big as your head. As big as your plate, if not bigger. So this really isn't big compared to some of them I've seen. But this will be Mr. Brown. So it is tenderized, and it's pretty thin. You don't want a real thick cut, because this is going to be deep fried. We've got our flour over here, and I'm just using self-rising flour. I think that it does a better job when you're deep frying or trying to crisp up some fried chicken or something. So that's just what I use. You can use all purpose. Doesn't matter. And I've got about a half a teaspoon of salt. I've got a half a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and about a half a teaspoon of, or a little more, probably a teaspoon of parsley. And I'm just going to mix that all up together. Over here, I've got some beaten eggs, fresh eggs, and right here I've got a whole sleeve of saltine crackers, and I just put them in my little food processor. And then I crushed them up. So that's a whole sleeve. And then right here, we've got about half a cup of milk that I'm going to put in here with my eggs. And then we're going to mix that up. So you're going to start out with your flour, your egg and milk, and you're going to finish off with your cracker crumbs. And then you're going to put it in your skillet, your hot grease. And I've got I made here now, this was a cup of flour. And I've got about 2 pounds of meat's what I've got. give or take a little bit. You may have to make up a little bit more flour. You may have some flour left over. You never know, because if there's any left over, that's what I'll be making my gravy out of. So we got all of our components here, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dredge this in flour. And then we're going to dredge it in the egg and milk mixture. And then we're going to put it in our cracker crumbs. And we're just going to take it and we're going to press it down like this and get as much of the cracker crumbs on there as we can. And like I said, this is a pretty good serving size here. Now, you may have to grind up more cracker crumbs. It just depends on how much meat you're using. So that you're going to have to play that by ear. Like I said, if you run out, you can always make more. I've got my peanut oil back here in my cast iron skillet, about 1 inch deep, and it's warming up. Now I've got my grease at about 325. We're going to take this and very carefully put it down in there. Make sure all that meat's down in there. Now I'm going to cook this on that one side probably about 3 to 4 minutes. Now we're going to carefully turn this over because it's been about 4 minutes and it's good and brown on that one side. Just use you a good long pair of tongs. And we're going to cook it in about another 3 minutes on that side. And I've got my oven heated to about 200 so that I can keep my pieces of steak good and warm while I'm cooking the others. Okay, it's been another 3 minutes on this second side. And I'm going to take this out, and I've got a sheet pan here that I've got some parchment paper on that I'm going to just put this on and let it drain and stick it in the warm oven to keep it good and warm. So there is our first chicken fried steak. So now we're going to put the other one in the skillet and get it cooking. Okay, we got our steaks fried up, and I took quite a bit of grease out of here, and I just left enough just to cover the bottom of the skillet. And I've got flour left over. If you don't have any left over, just get you some flour. And I turned my heat down. And this still has some of that bits and pieces from cooking that steak in there. So what I'm going to do is I want to make a roux, which is a darker gravy. And you want to cook this for a couple of minutes and get that flour cooked. And what you're seeing in there is just bits and pieces from cooking that chicken fried steak. And it does look dark. It probably don't look as dark on the camera, but it's going to be kind of a roux color gravy. Let that cook just a little bit so it don't have a raw gravy taste to it. Or I mean flour taste to it. I'm going to pour my milk in here. Just keep it stirring. You can feel it that it's thickening up. You can add your little bit of salt and pepper to it. If it gets too thick, just add you a little more milk or add you a little water to it. I'm just going to keep stirring this till it thickens up to the thickness I want. I don't like it real thick. Now I'm going to turn my fire off because it's getting there. And there's our skillet gravy for our chicken fried steak. And there, guys, is your chicken fried steak with skillet gravy and rice. And don't that look yummy? Is that good? So what do you think about that chicken fried steak?
One of my favorites, you know.
I've been craving rice, that's why we're eating it over rice tonight. My little granddaughter's over there just she loves cottage cheese. Yeah, you like it, don't you? So I hope y'all like this video. Make y'all some chicken fried steak, it's really good. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And we've not had chicken fried steak in a while, haven't we?
Have not.
Homemade.
Homemade in a while.
It's delicious.
And cottage cheese.
And
really
cottage
good.
cheese.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
You have cottage cheese for me.
That's right. Cottage cheese for Avery Joe. Them cracker crumbs really make it good and crispy. So y'all try it.
It's really good.
Yeah, like this.
That's right. So we'll see you guys in a couple of days. God bless everybody.
Bye, Kenzie.
Bye, Kenzie.
I love you.